Are you ready?
This is the D-Generation cliX podcast with your hosts,
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Ruttman,
Ravage.
Hand me that bottle cap.
Miles Kane,
Hand me that paper clip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Daniel Schwab,
We
best friends,
Asgard to mouth.
and Pete.
'Cause I'm just me.
Welcome back to the D-Generation cliX podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, are Miles, Dan, and Pete. And this is our final podcast before Worlds 2025, effectively making it our season finale. Miles.
Yes.
You ready?
I was born ready. I mean, I'll be honest. Yeah, no, it's this final push is going to be hard these next 2 days because I got a lot of things I got to keep up on the property. Got to fix a few things I've been procrastinating with because that's just what I do. So
Yeah,
but I'm ready to be gone on Wednesday.
it's crunch time.
Yep.
Dan.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir. It is my first one as a judge, so that'll be even more interesting than it's been before. So, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's see.
You got
what
your wig and gavel, or a Judge Dredd mask. We need like Judge Dan. You need to get like a Judge Dredd outfit, and like whenever like anyone argues with you, you just go, "I am the law."
Pretty sure it's not how it works, but sure.
Who cares? Just run the gimmick. You need the Judge Dredd helmet.
Let's see what your experience
I'll
was
get it for you
like
by another time.
when we get back from Worlds next week. Pete.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, we're rounding into Worlds. We'll be on the road Wednesday, and it'll be a great time after that.
Yep, we're heading out with Pete. It's going to be Oliver, Christine, and I, 6 a.m., heading to Memphis, Tennessee. So cannot wait. It's going to be here before we know it. So we figured that we'd go over the erratas and clarifications that kind of made a little bit of a, I don't know, what would you guys call it? Commotion?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, it definitely stirred things, that's for sure.
Dan, do you want to go over those?
Sure. So the first one is multi-base characters. So multi-base characters and multi-base game elements and adjacency. A multi-base game element is adjacent to each square, adjacent to the squares its base occupies. And then special objects, the specific thing they're referencing is they apply their effect while being held by a character as if it were in a square the character holding it occupies. And then the phone booth, adjacent characters can use shape change if they're named Superman when they use it and succeed. Until their next turn, this character can't be targeted by opposing characters. Can a multi-base character holding the phone booth use shape change from the phone booth's effect? No. If a multi-base character is holding a special object, it is considered to occupy all squares the multi-base character occupies. In the provided example, the multi-base character would not be considered adjacent to the special object it is holding. I mean, in my mind, this was how it should have worked, but in the rules, I could see the corner case for people trying to argue that, yes, because of the way the wording works, that it shouldn't, but
It says A square.
yes.
Yeah, an easy fix to this would be you would do as if it were in the square, and in parentheses you put S. The character holding it occupies.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Because you make it for single base or multi base. You just apply the
Well, there's a rule
Exactly.
that literally says that a character can't be adjacent to themselves. So if they're holding it, that
It
should
says that
not include them.
they apply their effects while being held by a character as if it were in a square the character holding it occupies. So that's what they were using for the argument. But yeah, I completely understand that they're not adjacent to themselves.
Yeah, the big thing was that I agree that it should be this way where you shouldn't be able to do it. The issue is that it was done a week before Worlds, and so a lot of people were planning on holding that phone booth with either a Kong or a Daredevil. So their teams they feel aren't going to function as optimally as they could have if that was not reversed a week before Worlds.
Yeah, or Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, Ghost Rider too.
So, yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with the ruling. It's the timing is awful though. The next one is closer ranged terrain actions. So they're bringing up the different types of terrain actions, and then the question is if a character is given a close or ranged terrain action, has no target, and is unable to make an attack, is the terrain marker they are holding still destroyed? The reply was yes. And then the follow-up question to this ruling, may I choose to not have a target even if there is a legal option and still destroy the terrain? No, if an effect includes a non-optional attack and there is at least one legal target for that attack, you must attempt to fully resolve the attack. So I don't quite understand this given how Diana was ruled. It is confusing. Like, I mean, I get it in the sense of like they're trying to say like even if you have no target, you're still gonna blow up the thing because you're trying to resolve everything you can resolve. But it's just weird. I don't know.
I had this ruled on me the other way many times over the years, costing me quite a few games actually, in like the final rounds because I wasn't able to destroy something because somebody hit shape change. So this is definitely one that I'm glad that was out there now and officially known, and it has a source that you can actually go back and like reference.
Yeah, which is good.
Miles, did you have something to add to that?
No, I would have just been reiterating exactly what you said. Is that it's nice to actually have that in wording, but as Dan said too, it's when we first went over it because that for the first part of that question was we had the exact same thing where it was counterintuitive with how Diana was ruled.
Well, I always had it where if
Where
you
you-
didn't make the attack, then you didn't get destroyed. That's how I was ruled
Yeah,
at many higher tournaments.
That's what I would think too, considering you're not
Yeah,
making
because that was
the attack.
because we went over that when it came out in July, and that's exactly what we said. Is that's how it's been ruled in, especially with the Diana ruling. So it's really weird that yeah. But
And
it's nice for character.
Before we continue here, I do agree with the statement that we should not let rulings at events dictate how things are ruled. But at the same time, we do need something that is getting information out there a lot quicker. Like there's definitely an avenue like the win, if it gets updated more often, where we could send things to the win and have it updated, even if it's like weekly or bi-weekly.
Yeah, I mean even monthly. Even monthly would be fine.
Yeah, but you get into like the CCOs or something like that where you have a bunch like within 5 weeks. Like you kind of need that done more than once during that. I feel.
I understand. Yeah, because we have one right here. We have what Plasticity was August 20th. Jennifer Kale was August 12th, 2025. And then like up here we have like Beholder was originally what Tuesday, January 28th, 2025, and then Lobo's September 2nd, 2025.
Yeah,
So
coming out of like big events or like regional series, like there should be definitely like somewhere to report questions so that they can get addressed. And I know we've gone over this too a little bit, but this would be the only thing that I think that would be a nice addition on HC units would have like a rulings tab where you can actually see rulings for specific pieces.
Yeah.
Or even a bubble, like you click on it and hold it up or something, and it just pops up as like a display bubble showing like here's the
so like what
ruling.
you would have to have like a little section to where it pretty much is like tied to the win ruling of that specific figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Except-
Yeah, anything that
added in.
references that figure, then it is like a tag or whatever that would populate when you're looking at that figure and make it just really easy. All right, Dan, is there, I think, like one or two more, right?
Yeah, there's a couple more. So the next, so we did multi-base. So next one is Mogo. So Mogo is his Guiding the Rings, at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a friendly character that either has the Green Lantern core keyword or used willpower and succeeded this turn. If you do, until your next turn, when Mogo attacks or uses a power or ability, he may do so as if he occupied the chosen character square. When Mogo is given an action after resolutions, roll a d6, deal on a result of 1 through 3, deal Mogo 1 unavoidable damage. If Mogo is using the effect via a multi-base figure and need to count range or line of fire or adjacency, do they choose one of that character's squares, or are they considered occupying all of the squares? And the response was, when using Mogo's effect, if the chosen character is in a multi-base, Mogo would occupy all of the multi-base character's squares when attacking or using a power or ability. Depending on the effect being used, you would follow the rules for that as if Mogo was a multi-base character. So that's good because we just had the ruling with the phone booth, so this is in line with that at least, is that Mogo occupies the same amount of squares as a multi-base character for his effects. And then
because this means that you can't heal, and this also goes for Umbrex. So like if you had Tauret and you had like a multi-base figure like Kong or Daredevil,
you can't
you
heal
couldn't
it.
heal
Yeah.
that figure.
Yeah. And then the next one is they're talking about his guiding the rings trait and then equipping. So any character friendly or opposing holding or occupying the same square as this equipment has power, equip this equipment. And the question is, when Mogo chooses a character to use his powers from, can he be given a power action to equip an equipment? And the response was no. While Mogo may be considered to occupy the same squares as the character they chose, the equipment is the game element looking for the character to be occupying one of its squares. If Mogo isn't actually occupying the equipment squares, it doesn't grant Mogo the special action to allow Mogo to be able to equip. I mean, in my mind, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's nice to just see it written out, right?
Yeah. Like, I get that. The other, and then the last part of the question is, so he's bringing up characters removed from the map. So it's 15.3 from the comp. Some game effects remove a character from the map, KOing them, removing them from the game, or placing them on the sideline. These may indicate that they are placed on a character card or just off the map. Typically, the effect that removes a character from the map will specify how or when that character returns to the map. Unless an effect specifies otherwise, characters off the map can't activate actions, costed or free, apply their passive effects, trigger effects, or have their effects be triggered, be targeted, chosen by effects. Characters off the map are still part of your force and will count for rules and effects that look for characters on your force. So the effect from John Constantine is other characters can't use probability control, and then the effect of which is this, a Blue Lantern? Is this a Sister Cersei?
Sister Cersei.
Yeah, so hers healing blue light is prob and support, and then free heal a friendly character one click. And this also would apply to, I believe it would be Blackshirt Porter and Silver, right? Because his trait is the same thing. It's just free heal, or at the beginning of the turn you heal a friendly character one click. And then the last one is the Ultra Chase Superman from, I believe it's Notorious, or is that Masters of Time?
Master of Time.
Masters of Time. Yeah. The trio was Notorious. Once per game at the beginning of your turn, if a standard friendly character was KO'd by an opposing effect since the end of your last turn, you may have each player, starting with you, place all figures on their force into their starting area on their starting clicks. If you do, each player may generate any number of non-bystander characters with cost greater than 0 from their KO area into their starting area on their starting clicks, so long as doing so does not bring the total points of characters on that player's force above their build total. Each player scores 100 victory points, and then your turn ends. And so they're asking, how will the above quoted effects interact with characters like Mogo, Umbrex, Mr. Mind, etc., who are off the map but still part of their player's force? So the response to that was, Mogo is a character on your force, so the effects of other characters can't use probability control or the prob support free heal a friendly character one click that don't specifically choose or target would apply to them. In provided examples, Mogo would not be able to use probability control and would be able to be healed. And then for Superman's effect, again, since Mogo is a character on your force, they could potentially end up placed on the map and not on their card, and then Mogo can't go back off their card because the trigger's gone. So, all interesting. I mean, this to me just still reads as like, I really want a definition for like targeting versus untargeted stuff. That would be nice to just have like a little bit, have that be a little more defined. So
Yeah, because this is something totally like. I think what Mr. Mind was like really the first figure that was going to be able to interact off of his card. Because obviously we had figures that went on cards, like the trio. But Mr.
Oh,
Mind,
yeah.
I think, is the first figure that is able to interact with things on his card. So it's definitely new and definitely something he's addressed in the comp.
Yeah. Then there's two more. So one other one is the new Iconics Alfred Pennyworth. So he's got two, or I think is this the trait from the? Oh, so sorry, it's him and then the trait from the Bat Computer. So his trait is tidying up the Batcave, TK power, generate an effect terrain marker or special object from your KO area. Alfred Pennyworth may activate this power as free. If he does, the generated terrain must be a Batcave terrain marker. And then effect is during force construction, if you paid to add this terrain marker to your force. This is from the Batcave. You may add another Batcave terrain marker to your force without paying its cost. When the Bat Computer starts, or sorry, this is from the Bat Computer. When the Bat Computer starts the game, choose a friendly character with the Batman family keyword. That character can use the powers displayed on the Bat Computer's dial and positively modify their combat values by the values displayed on the Bat Computer's dial. And then at the end of your turn, you may click the Bat Computer's dial once in the direction of increasing click numbers. And then the question is, when Alfred generates an effect terrain from a KO area that has clicks such as the Bat Computer, what click is it generated on? And then so the response is the game element would start the game on its starting click, typically click 1 unless an effect specified otherwise. Note that this interaction will be further clarified in a future comprehensive rules update. So we've got a update to the comp coming, I'm assuming, post-Worlds, which I'm very curious how much will be iterated on in this update, considering how many times they've referenced this.
Seems like a relatively large one at this point, right?
It feels that way, yeah. I'm hoping it's not a nothing burger, but and then the next question is it has to do with the with Freya and her epics that are generated. So her thing is at the beginning of the game you generate a storyline terrain marker that corresponds with her starting click on into any square on the map, and you have your choice of Lost Gods, Ragnarok, or War of the Realms. And then when she would be KO'd, her thing, and then you generate another storyline marker, but it's adjacent to her. And then, so the question is, can Alfred Pennyworth use his effect to generate a storyline marker from your KO area? And the response is yes. So there wasn't a whole lot of context given to that, besides just yes, you can. So it's only if she's friendly, and it's actually been destroyed and is in your KO area, then you can generate it.
I do appreciate some good context, though, so that's unfortunate. There's not a little bit more than just yes.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why they didn't give any more context than that, but maybe
Well, and that's interesting too, because like even though it's a power with Alfred, like you're able to destroy it yourself without taking that unavoidable, and then like you can TK Alfred and sidestep, and so you're able to then generate it where you want it to without taking the unavoidable.
I just need to know if comes out of your KO area if you do generate it with him. Otherwise, if you're able to generate that thing every turn, that would be a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I still think it's good, even if you can only do it once, just because you're able to like choose where you want it.
Yeah, it's a good
I think
tech.
that's 100% work. Yeah.
But if it doesn't leave your KO area and you're able to keep
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Dan, do you want to go over one final, what is it, Narada that blew up the world last week?
Yeah, that was fun. So the last one is a errata for Spirit or SOV. Was it popped out late? I think.
Turtle tantrum. Oh no.
It's the damage power for him. So his damage power reads as follows. So this was the change. So it's now stop when Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk can't heal, and then when this click is revealed, the changes they added after resolution. Spirit of Red Hulk may generate one of the characters chosen for his pilot trait on its last non-KO click. This game, the generated character can't heal or be replaced, and if it would take damage, instead remove it from the game without scoring it and deal Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk 1 unavoidable damage. So, and just to be clear, they also noted that this errata will only come into effect Monday, September 29th, which is post-Worlds.
which is a good little addition there, but that was not there originally. So it's a good ruling or a good errata, but definitely should have happened months ago.
So the
Yeah,
biggest
at least the
thing
beginning of the month.
the biggest thing that changes for him is if you kill him, he won't get any pilots. That's still a task, but if you can kill him, he just will not have pilots. So
Yeah, so you can like remove his stop and just
Yep.
blow right through it. Yep.
yeah. So if you any way to just like take away his outwit and just, or like his protected outwit the power, you have nth metal. You've got characters that can just blow through stop clicks. That's huge. So he just dies and then no pilots, which is I mean that's tough for him being 125 points of your force.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, that'll I think wrap that up, right? That was the last one.
yeah.
Pete, I'd ask if you have a special Bookwood report for this special episode before Worlds, but there's nothing special about the Bookwood report.
Bookwood Report!
Hello, friends. It's time for your Worlds edition of the People's segment, the Bookwood Report. There's no report. When I asked him, he said he's saving money for this next week. He's also said that he's been eating ramen noodles and his boogers to save every penny. He also said he took no woman out either. All cliX focus for the next week, so which I had to say I'm proud of him. I have nothing else to say. That's your Bookwood report.
I am proud of his dedication.
Yes.
That sounded so difficult for you to say.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what the best word would be to use for that because I know it let me down next week, so I guess I can try to be positive today.
You know, that's like wanting your son to play football, but he wants to play baseball, and so you just say, "I'm proud of you for playing baseball," but you know, deep down, you want him to play football.
All right, so we didn't go over a lot of the other events and the prizing for what's going on at Worlds, so figured the last podcast here before Worlds, we'd go over all that stuff. So let's start with the events that are going on all weekend. So first is going to be Chaos Sealed. So this is going to be where players receive 3 random boosters from the below assortment and build a 300-point team. After round 1, you're going to receive an additional random booster and expand your team to 400 points. After round 2, add yet another additional random booster and expand once more to a 500-point force for the final round of play. So those boosters that you're going to get randomly are JLU, Masters of Time, Wheels of Vengeance, Marvel Studios Next Phase, Deadpool Weapon X, Black Panther, Collector's Trove, and Spider-Verse. What do you guys think about those as the options?
I like the options. There is one thing though that I would have liked to see is that like if you get a sealed bomb, like you know, like the common like Thanos, it would have been nice that you have to use different figures for the next round.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool that you like all of your figures are one-time use, and so you have to keep building a new team and you can't use them again. I think there would have been definitely some tweaks to this that would have made it a better format. But yeah, if you pull that common Thanos, then you're kind of just playing with that the entire day, and then you just add a little bit to it.
And then even with Justice League Unlimited, I mean, you get that dark side. That dark side is still really good, especially in sealed for 200 points.
Yeah.
He's up there. Then yeah, Collector. You know.
I think it's cool they're trying new formats, but I would like to see, I don't know, just to clean it up and maybe make it a little different.
Yeah, I think the one thing though that if somebody pulls is they're just going to win it all is, and this is probably going to even be able to beat the Thanos is that the Phoenix Wolverine.
Sure.
You pull that in round 1, you're like, oh.
I'm actually registered for one of these. I'm excited to try it. I was honestly hoping for some older stuff.
And I did hear you say chaos. So that made me giggle.
I just like that you want to revisit some of the rares that you've pulled in previous sealed events, Pete.
Well, once we do this and I just pull all rares every round, I'll never do it again. But, you know, we're going to give it a whirl here.
It's a chaos, you know.
All right, then. So for prizing, this is just going to be 3 rounds of Swiss each of these events. So Prizes are based on win-loss records, and it's $60. Prizes are if you go 0 wins, 3 losses, you get a Marvel HeroClix Stiltman, which is one of the new LEs for this event. If you get 1 win and 2 losses, you get the Stiltman, and then you also get a new Abracadabra LE. If you go 2 wins, 1 loss, you get those other ones that we already mentioned, a Superior Spider-Man, and then also a DC Katana. So, Pete, there's your goal right there. 2 wins, 1 loss, and you get your Superior Spider-Man that we still don't know what he does for you.
Yeah, he's going to be awesome. It doesn't matter. We don't need to know.
And then if you're able to go all 3 wins, 0 losses, you get everything we mentioned before, plus the Marvel HeroClix Barbecue Deadpool, the Spacesuit Batman, a Jersey Devil, a Retail Chase Booster selected at random, and a mystery top prize from across the reaches of time and space.
Wonder what that could be.
I don't know what that could be.
They just give you an actual Infinity Stone. There you go. Oh, cool.
And then for BRs, they're doing DC Battle Royales, which is just your standard Battle Royale with the Lantern Legacy set. The premium DC Battle Royales, what were these ones? These were... Damn it.
What were the premium? I know Super Sealed. I don't remember the premiums.
Wasn't that the Chase Booster ones where you got a Chase Booster or something like that? Or...
I feel like that was like their name though. Here, I had it up. I just didn't look at it. Super
No, that's
Charged
isn't it the
Battle
Battle
Royales
Royals?
Premium. Here we go. So format. 1 booster. Let's see, 1 booster. Oh, okay. Here we go. So the premium DC Battle Royales are going to add the lanterns to the prize pool. So it looks like they're adding white and black lantern packs, and also just a random color will also be in there to draft as well. So if you're still looking for those batteries, maybe you didn't play back in 2014, not a bad way to get some of those. And then we're also eating some chips there, Pete.
Sorry, I forgot I was unmuted.
All right, let's see. Then we have the Marvel HeroClix Bystander Pack Battle Royales. So I don't think we ever got clarification if these are new bystanders or the ones from the previous Chase OP boosters. I think that would make sense just with all the complaints they've gotten about the availability of them. Throwing them in the Battle Royales at these events I think is a great idea. And I think we've only gotten Marvel ones, right? There's been no DC bystanders.
I was just hoping it was a Battle Royal with
Lantern
just
Legacy.
bystanders. You just play the Pogs.
I don't know if that would be terrible or amazing. But I think you
it'd be terribly amazing.
terribly amazing. You also
Yeah.
do get to play with them as well. After drafting figures like a normal Battle Royale, players will then draft brand new Marvel HeroClix Battle Royale bystanders. Oh, so maybe they are brand new?
Oh, okay.
Tokens to be included on their force, 1 per player. Battle Royale bystanders are then added to the prize pool along with promos and figures from boosters. So here it says brand new, so maybe they're bystanders we haven't seen before. This whole time I was just assuming they were the old ones.
Oh no, that's cool. I'm glad that. I mean, that's awesome. Honestly, like,
Is it? Now we have even more rare bystanders to collect.
Time to change everything you're doing all week is what I just heard.
And they are actually they are going to do a Worlds 2025 Battle Royale Championship BR at the very end. So I think the top 4 players of the weekend are actually going to face off in a final Battle Royale, which I think is actually a pretty cool way to end the Battle Royale players weekends. So I like that. Supercharged sealed events are going to be Is it 2 boosters of Lantern Legacy and 1 booster of Masters of Time? 300 Modern. This is just where you get to run 3 rounds of your 300-point Modern team. I think that wraps that up. All right. So if you do get there on Wednesday, registration is the only thing that's going on, and that is from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Miles, do you want to bring us into Thursday?
Yeah. Thursday, we have the Silver Intercontinental Championship.
Nothing wrong with silver.
Nothing wrong with silver at all.
Amazing try.
So it's 400-point silver age, obviously. Swiss rounds are going to be based on attendance. Top cut and elimination rounds will also be based on attendance. The entry fee is $20. And then prizes. They do have a note that says prizes may be awarded deeper into the standings than the top cut for playoff. So I guess from that, like if they have enough for top 16, they'll cut top 16, and I guess based off of attendance, they might prize out up to top 32. That's what I'm thinking. Is because it's based off of where the cut is. So if they cut to top 32, I think you'll have like the top 32 will get the same pricing as top 16 maybe, and then that's when top 8 happens. I think that's what it is, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so but the participation is going to be the Marvel Deity Thor. Top 16 is going to be Marvel's Deadpool at Home and Four Bushman, as well as DC's Abracadabra. Top 8 will be all of the top 16, with Marvel's Puck, Marvel's Spear Spider-Man. Oh, I guess, there you go, Pete. You're going to get top 8 in silver, get your Spider-Man. And then DC's Arctic Suit Batman, Katana, and Mantis. Arctic Suit Batman and Space Suit Batman are different, right? Have we seen both of those?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
They're
we
both
did
really
both
cool.
of them,
Okay.
Sculpts are awesome.
Mhm.
And then top 4, obviously all of those. And then you're going to get the Marvel Barbecue Deadpool, Orca, DC's Kanto, Spacesuit Batman, and then the War of Light Black and White Lantern pack, as well as a alternate Lanterns case assortment. And a Collector's Trove retail chase booster. Top 2 will be adding in the Phoenix Force, King Phoenix, Lady of the Forest, Aquaman, Atlantean ally. So he's neither a captain nor a sidekick. He's an ally. Then you can get Tom and Jerry, Lantern Legacy chase booster, and a Wheels of Vengeance factory set. And the winner is going to get all of that, plus a Masters of Time factory set.
Now, don't forget the winner of the Intercontinental Silver Championship will be able to be the first person to sign the belt that we would like to be bringing back every year. So if you would like to sign the belts, win.
Yep.
Dan, do you want to bring us to Friday?
Friday is Team Seal with DC HeroClix Lantern Legacy. It is Swiss rounds based on attendance, which I think last year we had 186 people, so it was like 60 something teams, 63 teams or something like that last year.
I thought we had over 200 people.
We had
Was it 200
teams.
people? Okay.
I thought we had 69 teams. Not joking.
69
Yeah,
teams?
yes. Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds right. Yes, 59 teams, yeah.
So hopefully we can either match or beat that number this year. That would be awesome. So also top cut elimination rounds are based on attendance. Entry fee is $180 per 3-person team. All prizes for this event are awarded in triplicate, one for each member of your team. Note prizes may be awarded, as Miles said, deeper into the standings than the top cut for playoff. So for participation, you get a Stiltman and a Jaro, the new one. Top 16 gets you a Baby Groot, a Four Bushman, a Puck, a Deadpool at Home, a Deceased Black Adam, and an Abracadabra. So top 8 gets all top 16 prizes, plus a Mantis, a Katana, sorry, I almost said Kanto, a King Cull, the Arctic Suit Batman, Sky Cycle Hawkeye, Compound Hulk, Zombie Scarlet Witch, a Daredevil and Elektra, Superior Spider-Man, War of Light, the Black and White Lantern pack, yes, which they've thrown those in, which I think is awesome, and then a Spider-Verse Retail Chase Booster OP kit, and then top 4 gets all top 16 prizing, all top 8 prizing, a Barbecue Deadpool, an Orca, the Phoenix Force, a King Phoenix, a Kanto, Spacesuit Batman, Lady of the Forest, Aquaman, Atlantean ally, the new HeroClix Tom and Jerry, which we've not seen yet. We've seen their sculpts, but we don't know what they do yet. And then a War of Light alternate Lanterns case assortment from the 2014 War of Light. So this is it was like 2 different batteries, I believe, and then all of this, I think, stuff that came with it. I'm not 100% of their context, but I know the batteries were in there.
Yeah, they had 7 of them.
So, and then the last thing is a Collector's Trove Retail Chase Booster. And then runners up, this is your second place winner, get all top 16, top 8, top 4. And then theirs are a Retail Chase Booster of Lantern Legacy, and then a Marvel HeroClix Smash and Destroy Retail Chase Booster, and then a HeroClix Factory Set of whichever the winning team does not choose. And then the winners get all of that prizing as well as a Smash and Destroy Retail Chase Booster, a Lantern Legacy Retail Chase Booster, the HeroClix Factory Set. So you either get Marvel X-Men 97 upon release or Lantern Legacy, and then obviously you get the 2025 Championship Trophy.
And Christine Oliver and I actually did 2 team building videos with Bricks of Lantern Legacy. Those are up on the YouTube channel right now if you want to check those out, kind of get an idea of what you might pull. Let us know what you thought about those. Who are you playing with, Miles and Pete?
Illuminati.
Oh, Captain Lou Albano, or Lou Alminotti.
All right.
That's what he's gonna have piercings on his face with rubber bands.
I'm gonna doubt that's a real thing. And then our other team is going to be Looper, Harris, and Bookwood, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And so the good thing is that if somehow Harris wins, don't worry, second place, because you're getting X-Men.
Very true.
Yes.
One of the few people that would pick Lantern Legacy. All right, let's go to Saturday, Pete. What's on Saturday?
Saturday is the 300 Modern World Championship. It's Swiss rounds based on attendance. Cut to top 16 for playoff bracket on Sunday. Entry fees $20. That seems cheap. Prizes may be awarded deeper into the standings than the top cut for playoff. Participation, you get a Stiltman, you get a Deity Thor. You get to top 32, you get a Joker Fish.
Yeah, Infinite was added. Infinite was added to the participation. Yeah.
All right. The Infinite was added to the participation in addition to Stiltman and Deity Thor. Thank you, Miles, for that breaking news. Top 32, Joker Fish and Forbush Man. Top 16, all the top 32 prizes. You get Puck, you get Deadpool at home, you get Abracadabra, you get a 2014 War of Light Black and White Lantern pack, and you get yourself a Lantern Legacy Retail Chase Booster. If you make it to top 8, you get all the previous prizing, plus Sky Cycle Hawkeye, Daredevil and Elektra, Superior Spider-Man, Mantis, Katana, King Kull, Arctic Suit Batman, and then you get yourself a 2014 War of Light alternate Lanterns case assortment. You get a Collector's Trove Retail Chase Booster, a Spider-Beast Retail Chase Booster. Top 4 gets you everything previously mentioned, a Barbecue Deadpool, an Orca, wow, the Phoenix Force King Phoenix, Kanto, Spacesuit Batman, Lady of the Forest, Aquaman, Atlantean Ally, and Tom and Jerry. Top 2, you get everything previously. You get an additional Smash and Destroy Retail Chase Booster and a Lantern Legacy Factory Set. And the winner of the top prize gets all of that, plus the X-Men 97 Factory Set and a 2025 HeroClix World Champion Trophy, and the most sought-after prize in the game, design a figure.
So what they did last year is they did Modern Swiss for, was it 6 rounds, 7 rounds?
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty long last year.
I want to say
I think
it was almost
6 rounds. Yeah,
was it
6
6
rounds.
It was at least
and then
6,
it was
but I
top
may have been
64.
leading towards 7. But then they cut the top 64. They also played top 32, and then Sunday was top 16. So it looks like that's what they're doing this Sunday also. It's going to be the top 16 playoff bracket for the World Championship. And then the other event that they're doing, it's only on Sunday. It is a Pulp Gauntlet, which is 300 points. I believe it's modern. It's going to be 3 rounds of Swiss, and then based on your win-loss record with a $20 entry fee, you have, with 0 wins, 3 losses, the Deity Thor and Jarro. With 1 win, 2 losses, you get the previous prizes, Compound Hulk, Deadpool at home, and Abracadabra. 2 wins, 1 loss will get you King Kull, Arctic Suit Batman and a Black and White Lantern pack plus the previous prizes. And then 3 wins, 0 losses gets you all the previous prizes. Orca, Spacesuit Batman, Jersey Devil, an alternate Lanterns case assortment of the War Light batteries, a Collector's Trove Retail Chase Booster, and a Spider-Verse Retail Chase Booster. So I think the prizing for this Worlds is just blowing it out of the water every previous
Absolutely.
Worlds that we've gone to. The prizing is just awesome. I think they've learned a lot with some of the other events like Adepticon that they've done. And what's another big one? Is that really the big one? Or no, Origins was pretty good too. So they've really started to prize out the events really well, and the way that they do a lot of these events now.
It's exceptional.
If you're looking for the buyables, it's going to be Tom and Jerry for $25. The Phoenix Force is $20. King Phoenix is going to be $20. Lady of the Forest is $25, and then Aquaman Atlantean Ally is $25. Miles, how much would you pay for Aquaman Atlantean Ally if there's only one?
If there's only one,
Yeah.
I mean, after seeing his dial, honestly, not a lot.
I think he looks really cool. You don't like him?
I think so. Yeah, I wouldn't overpay it. Like, I love me some Aquaman, but I
actually
wouldn't
like him.
overpay.
This.
Yeah,
to
no, I
me,
do like it.
Yeah, to me, he's going to be one of the funniest ones to put on a team.
Absolutely is, yeah.
All right, let's get to the.
I just disappointed that he's not the captain.
He's not a captain.
Yeah, he's an ally.
He's not an ally. It's a forgotten mechanic that'll never come back.
It's what it says. It says Atlantean ally. So.
Oh. Well,
It's
that's
his
what he
name.
deserves. Well, he should be more of a leader then if he wanted to be a captain.
It should be Atlantean captain.
Well,
You're questioning his leadership. You're like, yeah, he's a crappy king. That's why he got downgraded.
one thing I did not go over. So we kind of brushed over the code of conduct when we originally announced that they were going to have one of those. But I did get a couple messages of people that did deal with some issues in past Worlds, and that did kind of make me think about some other stuff that I heard of over the last few years as well. So it is definitely a good thing that they're adding this year, just to have that and help people kind of feel like they're not going to have a bad time. So I just wanted to make that known that we definitely do support that code of conduct and really think about what you say and how you treat people while you're there, because in the end we're all there to play this game and we want more people to go, not less people. So just don't be a giant douchebag.
Yeah, no, I was the same way as you because, like, my mind didn't really think of like anything like that because I don't. So yeah, it wasn't me, trying to brush things under it.
It was based more
I
off like experiences,
don't-
right? Like I
yeah.
really have not experienced
Yeah.
that stuff, but after it was brought to my attention, I do know that there's been some things that have happened in the past too. So, I think one of the big things, honestly, is going to be the way that people are during a game
Yes.
and the way that they talk down to people sometimes and are dismissive. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've heard frequently from people, So don't, treat your opponents with
Don't have a
respect.
turtle tantrum.
What's that? Don't have a turtle tantrum?
So
Yeah.
don't have a turtle tantrum. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what that is a turtle tantrum.
Did you want to say something, Pete?
No, I think it's good that they're addressing it. I think it's honestly a little ridiculous they have to, but that's where we're at with things. So it's good that they're addressing it head on. Just remember that everybody's there to have a good time, spend their time and hard-earned money doing a hobby that we all love. So try not to be a bag of dicks. Let people enjoy their time and play the game, and you'll have fun. You'll make new friends. I mean, you guys, everybody has this in common, so it's already a starting place, and you'll find out that you'll find some of your best friends in the world doing this silly hobby. So I'm looking forward to it.
Slots open for friends, so just throwing it out there for you guys.
Just
Two slots.
All right, well, let's go to it. You've got questions. We've got answers.
Your ass better call somebody.
First, we have McConnell Lamar. Hey, gents, how hype are you all for Worlds? Man, I cannot wait to get down there. Very needed vacation with friends and cliques. It has been a long year so far. How about you guys?
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I look forward to this every year because anytime I'm able to be with the team and friends is a time that I enjoy because I don't really hang out with too many people out here because I don't like a lot of people. So yes, people suck. So the HeroClix community's been pretty good to me. So yeah, I look forward to it. It's like I tell my son that I am a Green Lantern, I'm a superhero, and so he assumes that I'm gonna go and be a superhero whenever I'm gone. So
he sounds gullible.
He's 5.
That would make him fairly gullible considering he's 5.
Absolutely. Do you know how cool it is to hear that your dad's a superhero? Santa Claus is real, and his dad's a Green Lantern of Sector. I can't say that.
He couldn't even keep a straight face. That's even better.
So, but I do know this, that I will be having a Green Lantern outfit for Adepticon for sure, because I want to make sure to video chat because he wants to see me working. And so since he knows that I have to protect the sector, that, I am Green Lantern.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that now, Miles. I will remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Dan, hyped or not hyped?
Oh, I'm absolutely hyped. Like, these next 48 hours are going to be absolute pain and suffering in a grinder, but it'll be all worth it when I can be on my way down there on Wednesday morning.
Pete, the best driver we could ever wish for and hope for?
Flattery will get you everywhere. I'm extremely excited. From the silly stuff, like the stuff that doesn't seem like it's fun, like the drive down and the drive back, and all the time together hanging out after events and doing stuff. Like, it's honestly probably my favorite week of the year.
Whoa. All right, let's go.
Would you not say that then?
I always have a hard time with that because I feel like I should say something about my kids or my wife, but it probably is.
Let's be honest here. I've been married and I have kids myself. It's, I guess, something we take for granted, but at the same time, we don't really, as husbands. Yeah, no, this is us, being with our inner child. It has nothing to over, say that we don't enjoy time with our wife and kids, but you know what? We see them every day, every week.
This is not to take away anything from my day-to-day life. It's just the thing that I get the most excited about that I get to do for myself, and that's okay. That's probably a lot more healthy than most people are willing to admit. So
that's fair. Yes, I very much appreciate my day-to-day life, but this is what I look forward to outside of that. How's that?
Yeah, that's right.
All right,
perfect
cool.
And eloquent.
What are your thoughts on the SOV errata, then quick reversal? Yeah, they definitely shouldn't be making changes as closest to Worlds. There's been months where things could have been addressed, but a week or two before Worlds just is not the time. People need more time to address their teams.
Yes. I know people were saying that, this is about time this happened, and they were happy that it happened because it was broken. No, there's so many things in this game that are busted. I think broken is a little bit hyperbole when it comes to Spirit of Vengeance. He's extremely efficient and abusable, but when you've been practicing a team for this long, and then having a week before, that changes the entire strategy of how to play that figure. And there's just not enough time. Was it the right erratic? Yes, but the timing was just horrible.
Agreed. Anyone want to pile on there?
I think the erratas are fine. Timeline was wild. I don't have a huge problem with them walking it back. That tells me that they're actually listening to the community, and the community had a pretty visceral response, as they should have. You should not have these kind of rulings coming out 1 week before your biggest tournament. I think 14 days needs to be a hard lock, if not sooner. because this is like their preparation time. So you want to always protect the integrity of the game. And that was just kind of a wild choice to do it at that time.
Well, and they knew about this too because the last CCO was August 16th. So
Right.
like even 2 weeks after that, the beginning of this month, like that would have been at least, still would have been salty but understandable. I mean, even a week after this, at the end of August, I think it would have been a normal timeline because it's something that, like, it's not like it's like, oh, it just came out of nowhere. Like it's since he's been legal, he's just been destroying things.
Right.
I just think my thought would be to have like a locked window. Like you're not going to get rulings 14 days before a tournament.
There should be a plan to have it done a month before, and if there's like a game-breaking interaction, then 2 weeks, whatever. But that was not the case with any of this stuff,
No, it was like when, I told my wife I was going to do something all day, and then she's on her way home, and I'm like, crap. And I'm running upstairs to unload the dishwasher.
Now, I will say, if they decided on, I don't know, Tuesday night or Wednesday morning to make Beetlejuice illegal and just ban him, I would support that.
Yeah, that's a whole different subject.
Well, that's different. He's only being played because it's part of that entire strategy of limiting your opponent so your opponent can't play the game. It has nothing to do with, that's the entire argument. I think everyone would agree on.
Thoughts on Infinite? I think he looks pretty cool. I haven't been able to check him out that much. I've heard conflicting assessments of just how broken he is based off his wording and how people are interpreting that wording. So I think he'll need some clarification once he's legal. Miles, do you know exactly what I know you were messaging us about it too.
Yeah, so what it is so it says if Infinite has no traveling tokens and nothing is resolving, destroy all blocking terrain within 6 squares and deal 3 damage to all other characters within 6 squares. So the way that's worded is that this is the entire argument that it's a constant of him just dealing 3 damage over and over and over again.
So isn't that okay
It's
if
not
his
like
name is Infinite and he has an infinite combo? Isn't that fine?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Isn't there like a check for beginning of game or beginning a turn though, or something like that? I thought that people were saying makes it okay.
Yeah, I haven't really delved deep into it. I'm sure there should be something in there to where, it's. But the real errata that he needs is from his first trait and his second trait. Traveling is misspelled in one of them. One has 1 L and one has 2 L's. So they mentioned 2 different tokens. So, which I think is, come on now.
I mean, why don't we just have a third L in another version?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think at 150 points, the fact that he can't be placed by other characters, so like that means even like Perdegaton, and you can just have him start, within 4 from your opponent's starting area. And if you go first, like they can't interact with you, and then your bomb just goes off. It's like they're gonna have to break first turn immunity.
Yeah, it looks like that's what I picked up right away is that you can basically do, what is it? Is it in a 6 range?
It's giant reach 6.
Yeah.
Ares bomb.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what I saw right away. So he's definitely going to be something that needs to be addressed when he first comes out, just to make sure that he interacts the way that he should interact with things.
Yeah, and then like the indoor maps won't even protect you because he destroys all blocking terrain within 6 squares.
Yeah, he's pretty nuts. Dan, what were you saying?
Yeah, he should be unique too. That's where the brokenness too is that you can play 5 of them.
5 of them. That feels real.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the thing where I feel like you should not be able to play this thing in multiples.
But Orca's unique, but he's not. So
don't get me started, Miles. Okay, like, I really don't need to be started on this argument.
Yeah.
And last minute advice for all those attending: come to have fun, play in all the events you can. Enjoy the time off too, though, because after the events with the other players is just as great, if not even better, dare I say. But hopefully there's not a giant monsoon this year, because that was terrible. One of the best things is just sitting outside after the events, and there was so much rain.
Well, I think the problem last year was that Aquamiles attended, and I think that's exactly why the monsoon came. He brought it from Atlantis. So,
I mean, just ask to not bring it with this time. I don't know. Like,
Maybe I don't even know if he's showing up.
I have no idea. Just if he does, please, just leave that at home.
Yeah.
Last minute advice, boys. Any last minute advice?
I think the biggest thing is just like go to have fun. Like don't like I never like even though I'm not playing this year, like every year I never just it was like, yes, I'm gonna win. It was I want to go and have fun. If I win, that is like I cake.
There's so many things that have to go your way in order to win. Like I think Dylan was eloquent last year when he talked about it, how like everything had to go his way in order to win, with matchups and everything. Don't go in with the mentality that your team's the best and everything, because you're going to be sorely let down when something doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
I think when you go to these big events, like having fun needs to be top priority. And everybody's fun is going to be different. It's going to be very subjective. But as long as I guess you're just there to have fun, not to ruin your opponent's experience. And that's not saying like your team's going to ruin the experience. I mean, ruining your opponent's experience by just being a sore loser or a sore opponent, trying to be the gotcha guy, doing that. I think that there's just no place for that. Just be a decent human being.
Yeah, speaking of which, don't play Beetlejuice on your main force. He's not winning. You're just ruining the event for your opponents and yourself. So he's not fun. Don't do it.
My advice is go with an open mind. Be ready to enjoy yourself and have good sportsmanship both in winning and in losing. Because you can be a bad sport either way.
Agreed.
And bring an extra pair of underwear just in case.
Like 2 pairs total or more than
just one extra.
One per day.
One more than the day you travel.
Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah, it's 4 days. 2 pairs is 4 days.
That's just a good life policy.
It is.
Yeah, you just turn it inside out and then you can wear it for 2 days.
That is not a good life policy, Miles.
I mean, there's a reason why I love Miles, but I don't take all my life advice from Miles.
No, I'm not. I don't do that. I'm just saying other people do. Like when they're living on a budget and they go, okay, crap, buy underwear or go to Worlds, and like it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to Worlds, and so you're limited in underwear. I'm just giving you advice. I'm not saying it's good advice. I'm saying it's something you can do.
If we're having these discussions, like that is a much larger problem that you are having, and that is a much deeper discussion you need to be having with both yourself and the people around you.
All right, going to William Day.
Because we actually sell underwear on our site, so just know.
We do. We do actually sell underwear.
We do actually. Going to William Day Roche. How late is too late for an errata before Worlds? I think I just said my take, but anything more than a month. Anything less than a month.
I feel like a month should be the cutoff. Like you do have to give people time to adjust. As part of me that is find it funny to watch the scrambling, no, that shouldn't be how it is. Like you should give you players adequate time to be able to like play test, prep their teams, and be ready to go.
I agreed with Robin. It's a month.
Okay. I would go. I think month is ideal. I think if there's something, especially when you have sets launch, right? Like that's hard to see those interactions until somebody really smart figures them out. So I would say no more than 14 days or no less than 14 days.
If it's like a day before a tournament and there is something that literally just breaks the game, I have no problem with them fixing that.
Well, that's taken care of in the spirit of the game stuff too. That should always be something that's addressed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like that's a different though, and I honestly feel like most people would be very much like okay with that versus other things. Like that's very much like fix that.
I said fix that to Beetlejuice, and it didn't happen.
No.
I mean, I'm just gonna say we always can't get everything we want. But
he's like the golden child.
That's wild to me.
Wolverine's bones are coated in adamantium. Why aren't his teeth? Well, because teeth aren't bones, so your logic is flawed.
Yes, teeth are not bones. Which is
that's the answer.
All right. Well, we have 3 people that state that. Dan, do you want to argue that teeth are bones?
Why, when it's not factual?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. So that's the answer.
I mean, I'll argue things, but I'm at least going to be bringing like facts to my argument, not just espouse something because Methinks it is.
Miles, were you asking ChatGPT?
Yeah, it's yes. I just got the answer. So teeth are not bones, although they share some
No.
similarities. Both are mineralized tissues, but teeth have a unique composition that includes enamel, which is much harder than bone. Unlike bones, teeth cannot repair themselves, and they serve different functions in the body.
Yeah.
So what this is trying to tell you, Mister Data Ray Bill, this is why they're not adamantium. Now, you could argue that maybe if they did another surgery, maybe it could get vibranium teeth, but that's an entirely different argument than what was asked.
So now it's got me thinking adamantium grills?
As long as Paul Wall and Nelly sings the song.
A song about adamantium grills?
Yeah. But about rob the jewelry store and tell him, make me a grill? Come on.
All right.
Smile for me, daddy. Let me see your grill.
Moving on. Legally required wrestling question. The NFL is the most popular sport in the U.S. Do you think wrestling and sports like boxing and MMA would be even more popular if they went away from the pay-per-view model? I don't know, because that's kind of what makes those events feel special, right?
So my argument for why I think the pay-per-view model is needed for MMA and wrestling is that when you look at sports like the NFL or NBA, they have a season, whereas the MMA, boxing, and wrestling is a year-long thing. And so you're going to be spreading it out, and that's why viewership's not going to really be there as much. Football is also like, once a week? Yeah, it's really hard because of the physicality, and like a lot of people consider the cockfighting aspects of the MMA or boxing. I'm not sure if the money would be there if they moved away from the pay-per-view model. I think that I would like to see them WWE go back to when they had the network and where it was affordable,
Yes.
instead of you having to pay these ridiculous amounts for these PLEs multiple times in a month.
So one thing to
I think it's
about,
actually pricing people out.
Yeah, I wanted to watch the one this last weekend. What was it called? Stupid name. WrestlePalooza.
WrestlePalooza?
I did not want to sit here and get another streaming service and deal with all that stuff, so I ended up not even watching it. The thing with boxing and MMA, though, is that you have to, if you fight, you can't fight again for like 3 months, right?
Yeah. There is depending on which state you get your license in. You have to have a certain amount of time. It's either 3 or 4 months.
So you'd have to have like a much larger roster than if you were doing like weekly games or something like that, like the NFL. But one of the big things about wrestling is that it's like that build up, and that's part of the thing that makes it so like enjoyable or entertaining, is like you have like a month, give or take, of build up to these big events. And so it's just a completely different entertainment, than even what the season of NFL will bring you to the Super Bowl. Like the wrestling, you have all these like mini events that bring you eventually to WrestleMania. But I think that build up to every month to a big event is kind of what makes it fun.
I do wish that they did more long-term storytelling, to where like how it was, where it would build up to like one of the major events, like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. It has been getting out of hand with these storylines. They're like, oh, we have a 3-week build, or not even. The builds are what makes wrestling worth it. But yeah, I'm not sure that without the pay-per-view model that it would be able to even really compete.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the model's fine. I think you're dealing with 3 very different things. I mean, sports with a season play, and they tell their own stories throughout their season. So then you go to MMA, where you just have the physical requirements of a human body having to recover after going through something like that, or boxing. Whereas wrestling's, like, there are athletic things. It's not a sport because there's no true competition. It's predetermined. But I think the pay-per-view model is fine how it is.
It's about to go to that with the NFL. If you actually look at because they're now starting to get it on Prime, they're going to be making games. They're slowly making games to have to be streamed and taking stuff off of TV.
Well, you can for $100 a year get the NFL app, and by and large, you'll get most of your local games. Even it's already gone that way.
Yeah.
Should the tiebreaker in cliX be margin of victory and not total points? This would be more fair to defensive teams. I like points personally. I'm not a fan of purely defensive teams, and giving people more of a reason to build harder into them doesn't seem like a good idea. Those are usually some of the most frustrating teams to go up against, and usually it's I don't think they're good for the game, honestly. The defensive shell teams that just don't let you play.
There's a balance.
No, and the defensive shell teams wouldn't even be good with the margin of victory, because the defensive shell teams are going to win like 50-0, if that. I don't. Yeah, the margin of victory is a tiebreaker for total points. I don't think a margin of victory has ever been the tiebreaker for anything. When you look at sports, it's always going to be total points, and the margin of victory is going to be like after that, or after because they also have similar opponents or conference opponents, divisional opponents. So the margin of victory is always one of the last things. I'm totally fine with total points. If you want to make cut at 3-2, you better be scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, that's the big problem with defensive teams is they usually can, maybe take a couple of wins, but then they don't have enough points to make cut. So I am fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone up against way too many 300-point teams, and their goal isn't to win. It's just to basically stalemate as 0-0 almost.
I like that he's thinking about this stuff and looking into it. I just think it doesn't. I think total points is still the best way to do it. I think margin of victory is not difficult to track with HC units, but I think it's going to be more fair to both players to say who was the one that went out and actually played the game and scored points.
Now, Pete, what is your take on what's your take on trying to score points while you play in your games?
Well, I tried to, it just doesn't happen. There's a difference. That's an execution issue. Yeah, that's an execution issue.
I didn't think you're high on the defensive teams, but sometimes the score is very similar to one.
Yeah, the score is what it is.
Well, I actually asked that question for you, Bill, into ChatGPT about Wolverine, and it gave some interesting answers.
Would you like to tell us them before we move on?
The adamantium bonding process is when Weapon X coated Logan's skeleton, the procedure was surgical and evasive. His bones were laced with molten adamantium, but the process was focused on the skeletal system, not soft tissues or enamel. Teeth are not bones. They're made of dentin and enamel, not marrow-containing tissues, so they weren't part of the skeleton Weapon X target. And the functionality issue is if they tried coating his teeth, Wolverine would lose practical use of them. Teeth are naturally self-renewing to a degree. Enamel wears, dentin reacts, gums shift. If they were encased in metal, they'd be too heavy, prone to cracking under different stresses, and probably wouldn't be able to repair. So he's obviously not going to be saying, hey, bub. Also, adamantium teeth would probably just shred his own mouth when he chewed. And the healing factor overlap is when Wolverine's healing factor, he constantly repairs damage to his teeth, gums, and jaw. So even if he chips a tooth, it regrows naturally. Weapon X probably saw no point in messing with a system that already works perfectly. And the universe storytelling reason is comics and movies emphasize his claws and bones because those are what make him unique. Metal fangs would shift Wolverine into a more vampiric or feral aesthetic, which wasn't the goal. He's meant to be a man with a beast inside, not a monster outright. In short, his teeth aren't adamantium because they're not bones. They'd be impractical, and his healing factory already makes them unbreakable enough.
That was detailed.
ChatGPT for the win.
All right, we have Chandon Owens. Thoughts on Prime Kilowog with Destroyer armor on a team for Worlds? I actually don't hate that. I think if you're building a team with him, you're going to want to lean heavy into the Herald theme and using a decent number of recruits. Best ones are probably going to be, what did we say before? Sinestro, Red Lantern, and 1 or 2 Orange Lanterns just for the tie-up. Those are probably the best ones.
Yeah, but it's not going to work the way you want it to.
Why not, Miles?
Because it's a different source. It's a different source of willpower.
For what?
So you're not going to be able to use it. You wouldn't get the 3 through 6 because it's a different source of willpower from great size.
So
the only way to bump it up is going to be with the green ring. It says, yeah, when Kilowog uses willpower and succeeds, this is where we have the same thing with the trait is referencing the power inside of that trait. It's not saying for any willpower. It's the same thing like with the Prime Vision. Whenever he uses phasing teleport after resolutions, he can use Flurry. So even though it said he can use phasing teleport, that's why you had the 5-point Tesseract. Whenever a character uses phasing teleport, they get prob. He has to either choose to get prob or Flurry because it's self-referential. If there was a double slash mark after the impervious willpower, then it would be from any source. But since there's not, it's tied straight to that source.
Well, that kind of sucks.
So we finally found the piece that the Destroyer Armor doesn't make better.
I mean, it still makes him better. It's just not as good as it could have been, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, when I saw that question, I had to make sure to address that so that way we don't have people going to Worlds and thinking that they're going to be able to do that for him to reduce pin.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. Because it's not worded like what is it, Spider-Man TA, where it increases it plus whatever. It is just giant or what colossal willpower. No, giant size.
Yeah, it's just great size. Just grants
great size,
it grants willpower, but they succeed on a 3 through 6.
So you're using that. Of it.
Yeah. Yes.
Dan, do you agree?
With no, I feel like that's like I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate a figure that like the Destroyer Armor just doesn't flatly make better.
Saying, do you agree that it's self-referencing with the power?
From was it Kilowog or was it?
Yeah, the Kilowog Prime. Yeah.
Those things are weird because sometimes I feel like it sounds self-referential and other times it's not. So
yeah, it's that double slash mark because that's why I messed up when I did it with Red Hulk and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot I had to have the double slash mark because the same thing with Prime Vision.
I think the biggest thing is when it's willpower versus something like Flurry. It's something where you're thinking that it's increasing it by like +2, so that it's a 3 through 6 instead of, like the Super Sense thing, instead of it just being a power that you're using from a different source.
Yeah, it just grants willpower, but succeeds on 3 through 6.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree with you. I wouldn't have caught that though. All right, going to Dylan Barrett. Hey guys, wondering if judges get any kind of compensation for working these big events. I have not been a judge before. Dan?
I have no idea. This is my first Worlds. I am just along for the ride, so I do not know if there's anything that judges are given.
I was going to say, if there's a universe where I'm allowed to be a judge, that's a terrible idea.
Well, the kind of compensation is going to be their ability to hang out together and to make rulings and just be friends. They're compensated with friendship.
And
the best compensation of all. That was the treasure all along.
That's what I was going to say. Exactly, Pete. Jocelyn Bowmeister, has there been an announcement of Worlds coverage this year, and where can we tune in for updates? I'm assuming Dial H will be there like they've been the last few years doing all the official coverage, but we'll have a whole crew down there. I'm hoping that we can get some things streaming or at least do stuff after the event or before the event. So keep an eye out on our channel for sure. We'll try to do some kind of updates, but we'll be doing probably placings and just random stuff all weekend. So I know we'll be doing what we can.
Yeah, I haven't seen an announcement from anywhere about everything that's going on with this coverage, but I mean, I'd assume it's got to be close to what it has been the last few years.
We're just gonna put a GoPro on Bookwood.
Yes,
Bookwood Vision.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bookwood Vision.
Oh man, that's.
Hold on, I need to order a GoPro. Just a second.
Yes.
I'm surprised you don't have a GoPro already. To be fair,
Liquid Vision.
Oh, that would be so good.
Well, he'll just be out smoking all the time because he's not going to win anything.
You can count how many heaters he's banging down through the course of the weekend, though.
Yeah.
All right, then we have Jeff Dumas what is your preferred fidget activity during your opponent's turn? I always find myself shuffling my action tokens. For me, it's probably playing with my dice, and it really depends, though, I think, on how long the opponent's turn is, because I think I start stacking my dice if the turn gets long, and then I'll definitely start moving my action tokens around, getting ready for it to actually be my turn. That was an interesting question, though. I had to think about that one.
Yeah, I don't really know. Honestly, my mind's always wandering. But probably singing Jolene, so that way I can tell from start to finish how long their turn is taking. If I get through Jolene 4 times, your turn's way too long.
That's so specific.
It is very specific.
I love Jolene.
Oh man, that's amazing. Dan, what's your fidget activity?
I think I tap my fingers on the table. I think that's generally like what I do if I fidget. I have something.
So I'm a serial like action token, like poker chip token, like stack mover clicker, and I've had to stop it because of the monthly because Rebin kept yelling at me because I was right by one of the cameras. So I've had to find new activities. So I've started now to mess with dice more. So yeah, I had to find quieter activities.
Watching the microphone
guys,
shoot
folks,
up every time you shuffle one over and over again.
Jolene's
Yeah, if
2
you-
minutes and 40 seconds. So if I can sing that 4 times, that's a 10-minute turn. So
That's amazing.
this better be a
I-
2 Jolene turn. That's all I'm gonna say.
Two Jolenes or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a passionate version when you sing it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Emily Rowett. Hey, friends. How much are you guys going to miss that most of the Canadians that would usually be there won't be this year? I'll be cheering all my friends on from afar and following along from home. Yeah, I'm definitely sad that most of the Canadian players won't be making it this year. The addition of as many players from other countries is really what it kind of gives it that world champion feel, is having people travel there from different spots. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to leave a little bit of a, void.
Well, now it's gonna be hard. Like if you win Worlds, like did you really win Worlds because you didn't have the Canadians there? So it hurts the Worlds because it doesn't have Canada. So then now you guys can have your own unofficial Worlds up there, and then you guys can challenge the winner of Worlds at a future event, and that's the person that gets to design the figure.
So you want the person that wins Worlds to put their design a figure on the line, travel to Canada, and see if they can defend it.
Well, no, they would meet up, in a neutral zone, neutral area. So, but I'm just saying, because can you say that you are the winner, that you won Worlds without beating everyone in World? Because see, I'll put this in wrestling terms, for example. Okay, you're gonna have your little Podok local mud shows. They're gonna have a world champion, but they don't even leave the Jackson County area. Is that really a world champion? No. You gotta challenge everyone from around the world.
I have a suggestion. So the world's winner has to spend his time traveling province to province, taking on all the best Canada has to offer.
Yeah.
Just wandering the world like Kane Kung.
I think it should also be required to, after you win Worlds, that you have to go to every nationals event. I better be seeing you in Singapore, better be seeing you in France, Italy.
Man, you guys are really raising the bar for this year's Worlds winner.
Listen, Miles is right. That wrestling metaphor was right on.
You guys want a fighting champion, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're the United States champion, but you're not the world's champion until you earn it on the road.
All right, Ric Flair, he was a real world's champion, but when he went to Japan, couldn't beat Giant Baba. Giant Baba wasn't able to travel, so he had to go. Okay, fine, like I'll give it back to you, Flair. Don't worry, you don't need to put that I beat you because we don't want the Americans to know. But Giant Baba's a 3-time NWA world champion, unrecognized. And it's time that changes.
I don't recognize him. I've never heard that name before, ever.
He is the founder of All Japan Pro Wrestling.
It's a terrible name.
Giant Baba's the man.
He is not.
Yes, he is.
Are you all feeling ready with your teams or still making decisions and tweaking it? We have a practice night tomorrow with Modern, and so I have a couple changes for my CCO regional, and we'll see how that goes. I just don't have time to practice like I used to, so otherwise I might just scrap it and throw something together the night before, like I do frequently.
I mean, I guess I can feel as ready as I'm going to be. I don't really have time to practice. I've done a few like test scenarios and placements, so I guess it's going to be as good as it is because I unfortunately don't live near a lot of people that can help the iron sharpen the iron. So, yeah. But
Pete, should we break the news? Because I don't think you've said it yet.
We can break the news, and then I've got a question. So I'm actually not going to play Modern. I made the decision following. I just don't have the interest in it right now. The Modern meta. That's really the quickest explanation. So I'm going to go do other things to give a little bit of perspective for the podcast, and just to make sure that I feel like I am getting the most out of my time off versus playing Modern. So we'll see how it goes in the future. I don't mind Modern competitive. Just this current version of it I don't like. And we don't play a ton of Modern here. So I just think it's just not my thing as much as like Silver or Golden Age. Like we have a pretty varied group of play. So I just decided not to. That's the news.
And what's your question?
And then my question.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. So Dan, how are you preparing for Worlds? Do you have like a bunch of flashcards with like rulings on one side and you flip them over really fast, or like how are you doing this?
Well, I do that, and I also sleep with the rule book underneath my head because there's no way I'm gonna do. I need osmosis on top of it.
You will be tested for that if you ever come and have to, make a judge call. I will be questioning you. I'm like, oh yeah, where is that in the comp? Are you sure about that?
Brushing your teeth and you got a Sharpie on the mirror drawing out grids.
Well, the best part about that, Miles, is I can't actually judge on your games, so you have to find somebody else.
Yeah, we're going there.
Yeah, you'd have to have the other judge that's there come over, right?
Yeah, I can't. It's conflict of interest. So
just specifically for Miles, right?
Yeah, yep. Absolutely, yeah.
Miles is too attractive. I'd be too distracted by the handsome chin. Yep.
There's actually only one judge at Worlds that can interact with Miles. It's known as the Miles judge.
Yeah.
I actually did get one judge specifically
on what my
for that.
facial hair will be for World. So it's either going to be like something normal, or I might go the monkey tail. I haven't decided. I got 2 days.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you are the only person who is left with that dilemma going into Worlds.
Well, because no one else likes having as much fun as I do.
Okay.
God,
I can't spell Miles without fun. So.
When do you think Sandworm will get added to the Modern legal list? He should have been there this month, but Dan, do you have any inside information on the Sandworm?
Dude, I am the lowest man on the totem pole. Like, what do you really think I'm going to have some kind of information like
on the Sandworm totem pole?
No, I am the lowest person on the judge totem pole.
Now, is that the head, the body, or the tail totem pole?
If anything, I'm like, no, it doesn't work. So, sorry.
What does that totem pole look like? Is it like head on the bottom, body, then tail on the top, or is it head on the top, body, and then tail on the bottom?
It's definitely head on the bottom, and then body, and then tail. Because obviously it burrows with its face, so,
Does it kind of lean to one side or the other?
No, it's completely perpendicular. There's no lean whatsoever.
Dang. It's good craftsmanship.
I had to carve a totem pole one time. I'm not even kidding. It was a summer camp activity.
How big was it?
We had like an art class.
What animals?
It was a full 8-foot totem pole. Like you each took a section. You had to carve the wood and paint it.
Did everyone do okay, but there was one guy that just ruined it completely?
Oh yeah, it wasn't me. That's why I took something simple. There was one guy that tried to do way too much, and it just looked like it was terrible.
Like somebody put it in the microwave.
So the fun part is they actually put it in the ground, and like it sat there for years. So it's not there anymore, but it was kind of cool to come back and see it every year.
How long did it stay up?
I mean, the time I stopped going there, so it was probably up for at least, well, I'd say at least a decade.
Is there any?
Definitely should have saw a doctor
there. The kid that ruined it all, did they at least have him do the bottom one so they could put it a little deeper and cover it up?
No, unfortunately, he was like right in the middle, like right at eye height, so like it just drew your attention.
I feel like at that point maybe you just like put a coat on it, right, and you zip it up over that part.
Yeah. Yes. Little totem pole jacket.
All right, going to Christine Rebman. How many times is the acceptable number of times to listen to Walking in Memphis while we are there? Minimum once per day, right? And definitely as we're entering Memphis on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, at least once per day. At least once per day when you're feeling it, you have a nice meal, you're just relaxing. Like, you know what? I need to be reminded where I am. Let's go walking in Memphis.
There's probably still going to be more wrestling entrance themes that are played, though, daily.
Oh, yes. Every morning in our room, it's how people get woken up. I've got a list.
That's great. Was last year the one and only time Rebgorn and Aquamiles wander the grounds of Graceland looking for rocks and snacks? Very well could be. Those two might be lost to time itself. Miles, do you want to chime in on that one?
I still think that they brought that monsoon. I'll be honest.
Well, we'll have to see them if they show up. If the monsoon repeats, or if they don't show up and there's no monsoon.
Yeah.
You know, Graceland's a magical place. You never know who's going to show up, and when they're going to show up, and if they'll bring inclement weather with them.
Any tips for folks attending for the first time knowing options are somewhat limited in terms of walkability for food? So we do a lot of door dashing groceries or just going to the grocery store just to grab stuff. That's a huge help for the whole week or weekend. And then just bring that stuff with you to events. The days are very long, so you never really know how much time you're going to have between rounds or just during events in general. So if you have snacks or sandwiches, we do a lot of peanut butter and jellies. I think we're known as the peanut butter and jelly family by more people than I probably would like to be, but that is a thing.
We're about to be known as the hot dog team. Glizzies. We will have pocket glizzies, so if anyone's hungry, just let me know.
Trace glizzies, apparently.
I know
Trace
you're not, and you're not joking too. I haven't even heard you say anything about it, and just I know that's going to be a thing now.
Pocket glizzies? Absolutely. Wrapped in tinfoil to make sure it stays warm. Yeah.
Hey, you have pocket chicken. They have pocket glizzies, okay?
You had pocket chicken,
true.
Dan, remember? And I was pissed because you let it go bad.
That's also true.
That was 2 years ago. So
and I still remember. See?
I know, because you are petty.
Dude, he talked about how good that chicken was for 37 and a half minutes. It was amazing. It was like an ode to chicken.
Oliver's asking to go back this year, so we already have our restaurants, I think, picked out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bookwood did say there's a pizza challenge, so we will be going to that. So definitely be recording it.
Why would
if
there's
you're
so many good food places though?
It's a 6-pound pizza that we're gonna eat in an hour, and we get T-shirts and our names on the wall.
You want me to sacrifice a good meal to watch you and Bookwood eat a 6-foot
you don't have
pizza?
to. I'm saying me and Bookwood.
Oh,
You
okay. That's fine.
Yeah, me and Bookwood are gonna do it. Yeah, if you don't want to do it, if you don't want to witness history, it's on you.
This is why we need Bookwood to have a GoPro.
Bookwood is gonna have a gold plaque with his name on it for the first time in his life. Like, that's a monumental, moment.
So imagine Bookwood vision, right? He sits down at the table, and it's just him force-feeding slices of pizza while watching Miles across the table also force-feeding himself pizza.
I told him that if
That's
I
cinema.
have to eat more than 3 pounds, I'm gonna be pissed.
This needs to happen. I'm looking at the prices of GoPros and how quickly I can get them here.
Before Wednesday morning, that would be impressive. Or before, because it's definitely not going to be Wednesday like 6 a.m. when you finally leave.
I may be going to Best Buy the next couple of days. We may be stopping on the way to Graceland.
Any specific maps you recommend bringing for Team Sealed? So personally, I would say the preferred maps are Neoprene, but I usually bring a huge stack of modern maps with, and it does kind of help knowing what's in the set. There's a lot of flying in this set, and I would say not a lot of improved movement through blocking. I don't think, at least, right? From what I've noticed.
No,
So,
there's not. There's literally 3 pieces or something.
Yeah, so I always lean on the side of as many options as possible, but depending on your teams, you'll want options for this set. I think indoor and outdoor maps with varying degrees of elevated or blocking terrain. There's probably more range than close combat, so I would just fill out all 3 maps and have options. Don't get stuck with like an all indoor map with a lot of blocking, or just no anything and have a wide open map. Really make sure that you do have a bunch for all 3 of your teammates. You should be able to make 9 maps, or bring 9 maps.
I think 45 minutes are enough time to make 9 maps, because I mean, we have to already write our teams on a sheet. And so if you have 2 people dedicated making teams and you have a stack of papers, you can open up HC units and just make the 9 maps.
Fuck you, Miles.
Miles is hand drawing our map, actually.
Yes.
Lou and I are building teams. Miles is drawing maps.
Yes. No, yeah, grab if you have it as many maps as you can have that are modern legal. Yeah, because it's hard to just say, okay, I'm going to play on these 3 maps and build my teams for this map. Yeah,
I pretty much bring every modern legal map. I keep them in. That's worth saying too. So I actually keep all of my maps in comic book sleeves with a cardboard backer, and so they travel really easy then. And I just store them in a comic book box at home. So I bring a ton for just this, and knowing what you might want to pull. So that's where I look at things like elevated and blocking terrain, indoor, outdoor. So I have an idea of what I'm already going to want. But if you've played this set, everybody flies. So if you're looking for something that helps flying teams, it's probably not going to be a big deal. I think a lot of times you're choosing a map that's worse for your opponent versus better for you, right? Or is that just how I build?
Usually, yeah.
In sealed, at least.
Yeah. Well, and even
in this set, especially,
I think that the fact that if you pick map, that means you're going second. So you want a map that's going to be advantageous for you to go second, so it's going to hurt your opponent.
But if
I think a lot of people still try and build that with maps that like their team plays great on, when it needs to be looked at. Okay, how can I stifle my opponents, try and protect my team, but I can also function on it.
Would you also agree that more teams are going to be flying based? So probably I would say 2 of the teams will be either flying or a little mixed, and then maybe you put 1 team max that's going to be close combat heavy. Right?
Yeah, and they'll be flying.
So, and they'll still be flying, yeah. But I'm talking about like different
indoor
maps.
We're going to obviously see the people with Monster Island because they want to do that, but
and they're like Pete.
Yeah.
There's certain teams that it would benefit. Just don't worry about anything. Just shoot them.
It's more pilot based. All right, let's go to.
I'm fine with that.
Ben Groenhive. Did the International Player Foundation sponsor any players to make the trip to Worlds this year? I don't think the IPF did anything this year. Last year they were doing tournaments and talking about bringing people. They had like a vote, I think, to see the final contenders that were going to have a shot at it. I hope it's not over though, because that was a really cool program, getting players here that might not have been able to make it any other way. So yeah, I hope if it's just like taking a break this year, it's back next year. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the IPF, because last time they had a vote and everything the last 2 years, and we haven't had anything like that. So
they did a couple of events, I think, too, last year, right, to kind of help fund it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Going to Wes Robertson. If each of you were a car, what kind of car would you be? For example, my wife would be a Lamborghini, sleek with curves in all the right places, super expensive and cost a fortune to maintain, and I have no business being in one. I would be one that transforms into a robot, Wes.
I mean, that's very fitting.
Oh, I can't wait for Miles' response.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I was this one did catch me off for a loop, but see the thing is that you have two kinds of people, like the people that are gonna want the fancy cars. No, I'm old reliable. I'm gonna be that 69 Chevy that's still going after 400,000 miles and it's gonna still go strong. It's nothing, great to look at, gets the job done. And when someone's in a pinch and they need help, guess who's there? The 69 Chevy that also turns into a robot.
Okay.
Because I'm a sentient being.
Sure. I thought you were going to say Knight Rider or something stupid like that.
No, that's too fancy. Because I've been realized that, people just, I'm going to be that old reliable. When shit needs to get done, you have a dump run that needs done, you don't have anything, oh, we're going to call Miles. That's who I am. So I'm not much to look at, but I get the job done and I'm always there.
What about a horse-drawn carriage?
No. I don't like horses. Too high maintenance.
That's fair. Dan?
I'd probably be an Aston Martin. Clean, simple, and classic. That's probably about it. I don't really. This question's very I'm gonna just answer very simply.
What color?
Silver? Yeah, something like that. Silver, gray, something like that.
Pete? What car?
I'm actually taking a what kind of car quiz would you be, but it's a lot of questions, so I'm gonna have to give up on that. It's like 40 questions.
That's way too many questions for something like that.
Man, I don't know. That's a weird question. We drive a bunch of Subarus here. I think they're fairly reliable. I think of myself a fairly reliable person. So I'm able to handle things that life throws at you. With a good safety rating and good resale value, and of course satellite radio. And I also would transform into a robot.
He did mention his wife, and so I think it's very important for me to mention that my wife is a redhead. So if my wife was a car, it would be a Kia Soul. So she'd finally have one.
Wow.
That's really rude, Miles.
It's been a running joke. It's been a running joke for years.
Okay, all right. If it's like a running joke between you and your wife, okay. Then.
Yes. You used to have a Kia Spectre, and I'm like, can we trade this in for a Soul? You really need one. To the point where she started dyeing her hair. She's finally just decided, you know what? I'm going to embrace it. There's years where she would just dye it so it didn't look red. I'm like, you're not fooling anyone.
All right, going to the next one. Has Lantern Legacy or X-Men 97 erected your excitement for building and 300 Modern, or are you still flaccid about it? X-Men 97 has me excited, but just not for team building and Modern. So we'll see how rotation goes and what's addressed after Worlds. But yeah, I'm still not totally feeling it. I just can't. I can't sit out for Worlds, so it's. I just feel like I'll be missing out, but I'm not excited still.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I'll still team build and try and do my own thing, but yeah, I haven't been excited to play Modern like all year. I'll play it because I enjoy the game, but the team building aspect is usually my favorite, and it's not right now.
Yeah, Modern's just not in a great place for all that.
I couldn't motivate myself to play Modern or build in Modern. So I decided to enjoy the game and the other formats and try some new stuff that I've not ever done before.
Yeah, part of me is gonna enjoy being on the other end of the table this time, just to see what happens, because Modern is was not on my high list of things to want to play at Worlds. I would have much been more excited for the team sealed and silver versus modern. Out of the three, it was the lowest on my list.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel, and usually that's not the case because I like competition, I like playing it, and I'm super excited for silver. I'm excited to play team sealed with the family, and just modern in the current meta, I'm just not feeling it. Let's go to the next one. Compare Aqua Miles versus Hollywood Miles. Miles, do you have any insight?
I mean, what are we comparing them between? Because I think that's the real question. I think they all have their pros and they all have their cons.
Well, I think that's probably the definition of compare them, right?
Yeah, but we need something to compare them to.
Yeah, some parameters.
How about a car?
Yeah,
Let's go back to the first question.
Which one is the best that shoots and ladders? I don't know. Right? We don't know what context is here.
I mean, Aqua Miles clearly in the water. He doesn't mess with ladders or shoots, so clearly he's gonna be the last. I'm not really great at shoots and ladders, and Hollywood Miles is the pathetic Northwest champion. So I mean, he's probably number one easily there for shoots and ladders.
Would he be a car, or do you think he'd be like a dolphin that's getting pulled by like reins, or he's got reins on him and he just pulls people?
Miles would be like the dolphin from Brute Force miniseries that came out in the 90s when Marvel was trying to make a comic book to turn into a cartoon show for kids and toys. Definitely. Which is just a dolphin in a robotic costume to have powers. Definitely.
What about Miles, though?
Miles is, he's a loser. That's why the Aqua Miles and Hollywood Miles pick me up. I lack everything, and they make up for, what I lack.
And what about Hollywood Miles?
He's the best of the best. When you're this is for everybody that isn't Hollywood Miles, which is everyone. When your parents were talking about how they were proud of you, like he never really had to deal with that. Like he was the one that had to tell his parents how proud he was of them because he didn't need that accolades. His parents did.
Oh, my parents just blame me for their divorce.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Oh, you too? Did you have to go to therapy when you're in kindergarten too, dealing with it? It was fun.
All right, let's go to the next question. So Wes has got a bunch of questions about who he would name for certain categories: best builder in cliX, best pilot, funniest, smartest, best looking. I don't really like putting titles on people and saying like this person is the best blank. I'll take best looking though. But what do you guys think about that?
So best builder is very interesting because this is like I said with parameters. There's not really a single answer.
It feels like
best builder.
So it feels like you're taking sides, is what I feel like, and I just don't like that because it kind of goes up and down with the meta and all that. But sorry, continue.
Yeah. But there are builders that are consistently making unique builds throughout. I think we have Michael Donick that does that. We have John Michael DiGilio, that are making these builds to catch everyone off guard. With Aquanix getting to the finals. So I think that's where it's at. I think there's going to be a stage of it. I like to think that I'm a decent builder too, but I'm not going to say that I'm the best or at anything because I just think I don't think that serves the purpose of anything. Talking about how someone is the best, so you just eat some humble pie with that. Yeah, and like I said, it's just it's picking a side, and it's hard to consistently get a correct answer in cliX.
You can build something and it may turn out well, but then there's other times they fall flat. So you never. I mean, there's much more to the game than just like one aspect of the game in and of itself.
I just don't like the name dropping aspect of it all.
Well, I'm not either. No, that's why I said, well, do you want to just? That's why I was like, out of the four of us, like, who's the best builder?
That's what confused me too. Is like it almost sounded like he was asking those questions, comparing the Aqua Miles, and Hollywood Miles. It just, it was. I don't. But I didn't know how to take that question.
Oh, is that what he was I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. One has to go. All Marvel properties, all DC properties, or all pro wrestling? I guess DC. Is this just cliX
Wait,
or in
what?
general?
Wait, what was the question?
One
I
has to
did not.
go.
Oh,
It has to, I think it's all in general. And, people are going to really hate my answer for this, but I was really soured after SummerSlam, and I've lost all joy in wrestling, and that includes even my old collection. I'm taking that out.
Yeah, I'll second that, actually. I'm with you right now.
Man,
Dan?
I don't really want to get rid of any of them, but I think it'd probably be pro wrestling over comics for me. That's a tough question.
What figures will infinitely get better after rotation? I haven't even really looked at that yet, unless we're talking about a specific piece at a given time. I have not started looking at. I'm not even looking at pieces right now. So.
Yeah. I haven't even delved into the post rotation. Like, I know what figures are going to be there, but I really haven't delved deep into team building.
Dan, do you have anyone that you think there's going to be better after rotation?
Which side of the, or like Marvel or
What
DC,
figure?
or
Just any figure.
a figure. Ooh, I feel like a lot of the collector's trope stuff may pick up a little bit after rotation. I think more than what it currently is now. I think getting like some of the one shots for free and stuff is pretty big, even if you can't use other ones. Honestly.
I usually get excited for figures that I feel like are a little bit overcosted in the current meta because you get towards the end of Worlds, or getting to the point where Worlds is like right here, and everyone's for the most part playing the most efficient low point pieces that have kind of been proven over the last year or 2 years. And so I always get optimistic that there's going to be a piece that maybe was a little bit overcosted during the last year or two and just didn't get its time, and then that'll be playable. But usually what happens is just something comes out immediately after, and that's the new hotness and still doesn't hold a flame to it.
I think specifically a figure that's going to be better post rotation is going to be Super Alan Scott from the new set. I know people are going to build with it and try to play with it at Worlds. I think Kong, absolutely, especially high pointed Kongs, absolutely just eat that figure alive. I think with the loss of 048 Ghost Rider and Colossus, that is kind of into the same type of play style as those, that Alan Scott. So I think that's one that's going to take off post rotation.
I also think one that's going to take off is Prime A-Bomb post-rotation, because he literally is the same amount of points as Colossus. And
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
And serves a very similar purpose.
That's a good one. I honestly hope that's true, though, because he will, I think, lead a different type of team, though.
That's good, though. I mean,
Yeah.
at least I think.
What figures are meta now but will be unplayable after rotation? I don't think things get unplayable. The number one piece on my list, though, is Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk. With no more Cathan, he's not going to have that same tactic of trying to purposely remove your pilots as fast as he can right now. So I think Spirit of Vengeance is still really good. He's just not going to be the insane piece that he is right now. You have to play him very differently.
Yeah, that's my pick, and that's also because the errata is going to go into effect after Worlds, and so this is going to be the thing where he becomes unplayable in the meta because he's not as abusable. I still think there is a place for him, but he's not going to be the end all be all, especially because we're still going to have the nth metal.
I still think he's going to be good. That's the thing I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Yeah, but when you're looking at, they're talking about the meta and what's unplayable in the meta.
Yeah,
the meta's always just really small. I'm not saying unplayable and competitive at all, but people are not going to build with him because he's just not abusable anymore. Which is good because that means that I got rid of my card at top value, so I'm going to go ahead and get the card back at cheaper, and I'm going to give him a go after everyone's wrote him off. I still think there's some new tricks for that old dog post rotation.
See, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, post rotation is more interesting because I can actually play it as just a figure instead of being like, oh, they just think I'm going to use them as a battery to pop out, or sorry, to shit out 1,000 points.
Yeah, but when you're going to see like the lack of play that he's going to see because he's not abusable, and that's why that's where I'm looking unplayable in the meta is what it is. I'm not competitive. I see the
but
competitive.
I find enjoyment in trying to take a figure like that and then like retool it and see what I can do with it after they've done. Well, it's not broken anymore, so that means it's bad, right? And usually that means
there's Legacy Thanos saw that too. Once he got that other errata, like he dipped in play tremendously, and others said he became unplayable, even though he still saw some play, made decent showings, but just it wasn't there, and so that's where I'm comparing it to. Is I don't really think anything is unplayable. So
I
think Kong
even Lady Mastermind.
Kong is the perfect example of a piece that kind of got a little bit of a nerf, and everyone was like, well, he's not good anymore. Well, that was proven to be not true.
Yep.
Which was hilarious because it was a little over a month later too. It wasn't even took very long. It was like, oh no, look, still very, very good.
I agree with the Spirit of Vengeance. I think for two things. Number one, the loss of Cthulhu, and number two, the errata. I still think he's playable. I still think he's interesting, but he's not the piece he is now. He's not going to be with those two things.
Mm-hmm. With the loss of 15-point motorcycle to give everyone move and attack and easy full map reach, will range meta see a return? I think we see more TK, honestly. We're losing some big smash and bash pieces like Colossus and Kong, but I don't think we see this huge shift into range, right?
No, we have Animal Man, hypersonic speed and charge.
Yeah,
for 10 points.
For 10
So I
points,
guess, yeah.
And flight too. Don't forget that he also grants flight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my thought too is that range I still don't think is quite good enough because range isn't as good as close attacking still. And that part of that just boils down to like close attackers get flurry, which means you get to make 2 attacks. And sometimes potentially 3 attacks. So it's harder to like range attackers need to be good and do something unique. And there's not a lot of them right now that do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I just think it's going to still be pretty much a close attacking meta. Especially with the addition of Animal Man. He's going to be on basically every team. There's no place you can't find somewhere to put him. So I will miss the motorcycles. They were cool. I know Miles will miss them, but I don't think we're really losing that much.
I mean,
we're losing 5 points.
I mean, you're still playing silver, right? So that part's good.
Yeah.
But not in multiples.
We're actually just becoming more efficient, aren't we? 5 points.
So you play a 1 health cycle, 1 motorcycle. Still get 2 bikes on a team. I don't hate that.
But we could have 2 of each.
Yeah, that needs to get fixed. Aaron, fix it. If we're gonna fix the generics, we need to fix the motorcycles. A motorcycle gang doesn't have 1 motorcycle.
It's true.
That's fact.
Well, yes, and Pete, to your point, we are technically getting slightly more, but the motorcycle and the health cycle also get defense powers at the same time, or multiple powers at the same time. Animal Man only grants 1. He does grant flight and dolphin, which is both great, but he does only grant 1 power at a time.
That you can change whenever you want, and technically be
but
even more efficient.
You also have to repick it if you get pulse wave versus the bikes. You didn't have to; it was just always on once it was over.
Actually, do you?
Yeah, it's a continuous.
But you're not pulse waving.
Animal Man has a duration.
How's Animal Man worded though? Because you're not pulse waving Animal Man.
Animal Man has his effect has a duration.
But you're not pulse waving him.
Yeah, but how can they shut that duration off when he's off the map?
Because it's like some of that other stuff. So it's.
I swear you both.
That character can't be equipped in this game. Animal Man avatar has no. So it is. So Animal Man's avatar has it and free choose a standard power. So it's still the character choosing it. Okay.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So
Oh, that could be worded different. If it was worded differently, it could stay active.
it could. It's not.
But now everybody knows that.
Yep.
All right, Wes's last question. If I asked each of you to write down the top 5 players in the community that dominate most major events, I bet all of you would have nearly identical lists. I have chosen not to play at certain events simply because I saw the names on the roster and knew I didn't have a chance, and I know other players feel the same. What would you think about a handicap structure give Lucas Tom Van Holland a handicap of building 20 to 50 points under build, or you win one of the major tournaments, Nats, Worlds, Adepticon, etc., and get a 5-point handicap for every major tournament for the remainder of the season. The season would reset after Worlds each year. These are just ideas, but it would be nice to have a way of leveling the playing field to give other players who haven't been playing the game for 20 years and can't afford to travel to all the events a fighting chance of coming home with a event win under their belt. Thoughts? This could potentially be the worst cliX related idea I've ever heard. Punishing people for being good at the game.
Wait. I'm gonna correct you there. You said a word that was incorrect. It is not potentially. I will wholeheartedly say this is horrible. This is horrible. So you're gonna punish people for being good at a game? I have never looked through an event to see who's playing. Like, oh man, I can't win. It's I think that's the wrong mentality. Like that's horrible.
It's lowering people who are good instead of raising yourself to compete with them. That just seems like, I don't know, lazy.
So let's say we go with this, and it's Lucas has to pay. Let's say he has to build with 200 points, right? And you beat him with a team that's full, and he only had a 200-point team. Like, does that really feel like a win, or does that feel like a participation trophy? Like, that's not a win that I would want.
Yeah.
If I'm going to beat someone, I want to beat them at their best. I want to get better myself. I don't want the handicap of having an asterisk. And Wes, you probably play more than me. It's just it's repetition. And don't get it inside your head that you're a bad player. Like it's any given thing. I mean, you see players win events that are just like, whoa, what? With just random stuff. This year alone, I think it was this year at the beginning of the year, we had Mr. Mind win an event. We've had players that win events and then they don't place at the next events. It's all about the dice and, how everything goes.
I think the consistency of those players is to be admired and try to be replicated and not to be penalized because they put in the time and effort to be that good. This is not something that anybody's incapable of doing should you want to assign the time and energy to do it. I think most of those guys would tell you that. There's nothing inherently, it's a game. It's not, it's not like an athletic competition, right? Like it's a game, so you can learn to play the game. I want to be very clear. I'm not playing Modern because who's in the field. Redmond and I have this discussion all the time where he's like, you're only going to get better by playing more. And I completely agree with that. That's 100% correct. You get better by playing better competition in this game. I'm not playing it because I just don't like the meta. Like, I don't have any interest in it right now. But I'm excited to play the other versions.
You don't have fun, so it has nothing to do with the field,
Right. I mean, it's an interesting thought, Wes. I just think it's not fair to the players. And I think it's not fair in the spirit of competition of a game to have to limit people because they've been successful. If anything, you should be reaching out to them and tapping their thought process and, going from there. And they would probably help you if you feel like you have areas you need to improve in.
Yeah, not many people get good at something by not doing it. So not attending events really just only hurts the people not attending those events, right?
Correct. Yep.
So, and just this last year, there's been a handful of players doing amazing at events that you would have never heard of a year or so ago. And that's, why is that? Because they're actually going to events and playing and getting better.
I think a perfect example of that is our Nationals winner this year, Joe Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
He was I'm not sure exactly his place in Worlds, but I don't think he made cut. He wasn't making waves or anything. And then to start this year, obviously it showed that he put in the work. He won the CCO in the beginning, of the year, and then that culminated into a Nationals win, and we still have Worlds. So it's anyone can do it.
Yeah, last year it was, hey, there's that bald guy, and this year it's like that's the guy that won that event, that bald guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
No, I see, like I said, I don't like doing the whole name dropping thing and listing people, but I do think that two people that you hear a lot about on a lot of different outlets right now are John Michael and Joe Harrison, and those are two people that you would not have heard anything about like a year ago, right? So
that's exactly why I brought it up, is because of that. Like,
yeah,
he's talking about the names, like using Lucas as a name, who's been doing it consistently, whereas you have these players that literally it almost feels like they come out of nowhere. But that's because they put in the work,
right? And then they show up to the events and they play and they try and they do well. But if you just don't go to events because there's a player on there that have won before that's not doing anything. What if Baldy McBalderson woke up that day and he was like, man, Lucas is going to be at that event. I don't think I'm going to play anymore. He wouldn't have won it then. So he decided to go and play.
Balderson.
I mean, but are they? But they're both bald. So like, I was not sure who you were referring to at first, honestly.
All right, let's reluctantly go to our last question asker. Rebman, my systems are activated once again. That's the worst thing I've heard in the last month, except for that last question. That's up there too. Which members of Degeneration Clix will make...
Read it as he typed it.
Oh,
I
can't. All right. Which members of Degeneration Clix will make top cut for Modern and Silver?
Nope. Try it again.
Yeah, I got you. Which members of Degeneration Clix will made top cut for Modern and Silver?
For being a robot, your spell check is awful.
Yep.
Man,
big idiot
what a
robot.
douchebag.
Yeah, get out of here. Trash.
Well, I'm going to say all of them that are playing in Modern because my team's awesome. And in Silver, I just want a superior Spider-Man. After that, I'm good. That's all I need.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. But there's unforeseeable things that can happen in the game. So matchups and everything. So we shall see.
I think you'll do better than you did last year, Miles.
I do, but I'm not gonna. It's still like the field is so huge, and there's just so many things that you can't even account for. I mean, there's plenty of players that have miscut. That we're like, what? How the heck did you go 2 and 3? So.
I'm definitely more confident.
You have to roll dice. You have to roll dice at some point, and some die they're just not there.
I'm definitely more confident about Modern than I am about Silver. I'm kind of just playing something a little bit off the wall for Silver, so I'm excited to test how it does. But I think Modern, I should be able to make it pretty handily. What do you guys think about Bookwood? Do you think he'll be able to squeak in there? He's had a decent year at some of the events.
Yeah, speaking of somebody who was a nobody last year,
Yeah, that's another good example.
Listen, he's big event Bookwood. So this is the biggest event. So you might...
Big match Bookwood.
Big match Bookwood.
I mean, look, he's played a team that he has played for a while, and he's taken your approach, Redmond. Not look, as much as you want to dogpile on him, he's taken your approach. He's played a team. He's played it well. He's played it consistently. He's made refinements over time. Even post the nerf that Spot caught, he's still playing it. So, I mean, he may cut. So,
I will say, as much as we crap on Bookwood, he is a very good player, and we normally have pretty fun games.
He's okay.
No. Yeah, I think he's okay. What you need to realize is that subconsciously you guys play under your skill level because you feel like he's a Make-A-Wish kid. Like we don't need to be around the bush and pretend that doesn't happen.
All right, next question from this terrible piece of trash. How many Daredevils are you playing? 15? How will you deal with him being limited to 1 in silver? Will you be sad? Probably 5 or 6 for modern. In silver, I guess I just had to play 1 at 30 points, maybe. I will be sad, though. Probably a little angry, too, when I can't add him onto my teams in modern anymore when I want to, if I have 10 more points.
you'll find the next Daredevil, don't worry.
I was thinking about that today, actually, and I really hope I do. Daredevil for 10 points with the Crimson Gem has been a solid piece the last few months.
We do need a video of you crying, like looking through a window with like just rain and just you thinking of Daredevil. I think that's a perfect way to show this rotation.
I agree.
Yeah.
What teams are other members of Degeneration Clix playing? Man, I don't even know what I'm playing until after tomorrow, but potentially a variation of my Blue Beetle team from the CCO regionals. Miles, are you pretty set?
Yeah, for silver, I'm playing Starro. So,
My man,
yep.
love to see it.
Are you
Bring
set
Starro
for
back.
modern?
For modern, I'm playing Harold. We're going Kilowog.
Oh, that's right.
See how it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't wait for all the people selling the Con LEs immediately after buying them to try and score a quick buck because they need to fund their trip. Scalpers upset my circuits. Do they upset yours? Sure. I'm going to go full Westpool and ask 100,000 questions. Well, it's nice that you found someone to model your goals after.
I don't know if that's the person I'd want to model my goals after.
Well, he's doing it.
Okay, well, here we are.
Here we are. Will there be a rematch between Captain Calder and Aqua Miles if he decides to show up? Or will Hollywood Miles drop the leg on someone for playing Keaton? Miles?
No, there won't be a rematch. That was strictly for charity. So Calder did me and Charity wanted to get back at him, so I beat him for her. There's no one. I guess I can't really say I'm a Hollywood Miles would leg drop someone for playing Keaton, per se, but there is 3 minutes in a cage, so.
No, I mean Hollywood Miles would do the you thing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah.
I'm really surprised they're not getting the big boot and the leg drop.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
Well, so the reason why is because we have a conduct policy. So
That's fair.
That is very fair, and I would appreciate if he would uphold to that, just like anybody
there's gonna be
else.
some people that don't understand how Hollywood Miles and Keaton don't really get along.
Well, I mean,
So-
I feel like that should be most people should understand that.
They
thought
should, but
process.
there's always going to be that select few, and so I don't want it to be perceived as a threat of violence. So
Yeah, I get that.
Why is Keaton the golden child of HeroClix? I love not being able to play my team. So much fun. It brings the game back to basics. Total sarcasm, just in case you're not picking up on it. I know you have a lot on your mind. Yeah, I don't know how he's allowed to stay intact. It's probably the single worst piece in Modern today, and probably it's been in the game since we started playing.
We didn't play during D20 Faust. We've played games with D20 Faust, and he immediately Banhammer, and I completely agreed with it. He's just not. He's terrible. It's ridiculous.
I asked ChatGPT why Michael Keaton is the golden child of HeroClix. Here's a few possibilities. They say the Batman factor. Michael Keaton's iconic 1989 Batman is one of the most recognizable versions of the character. Since Batman is one of the flagship pieces in almost every era of HeroClix, Keaton equals Golden Child fits because Batman sculpts and dials are often meta relevant or highly collectible. It's also collector prestige. Many HeroClix players chase figures tied to popular media, and a Keaton style Batman sculpt is grail tier for some collectors, making it feel like the crown jewel of a collection. It's also a meme and community joke where sometimes communities latch onto a funny or exaggerated phrase, calling him the Golden Child, could just be a running gag, elevating Keaton above other Batman in the context of Clix Talk. So, yeah.
I agree with you, Redmond. It's the worst piece since we've been playing.
It is. I don't think that people really understand. Like, it fundamentally just makes the game not enjoyable. Like, it's a piece that's strictly made to limit your opponent, and I think anything that limits your opponent from being able to play the game and function is just bad. And I hate the argument, well, you can build around it. We should never have a figure that everyone has to build around. Period. That's just not healthy.
I also dislike making a piece because you think, oh, if that was their design intent was to be like, oh, we need a piece that limits free actions, then just dial back on the free actions. Make it like, hey, you have to pick it beginning of turn or something, or it has to be conditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a design flaw.
That don't make
That
a piece because you think like things are like out of control in a certain aspect. That's a design issue in my mind of like, hey, just make it where you pull back on those aspects that you think are being problematic then, or you change them. You like, hey, I designed this to be a free. Can you design it to be something else? Like I said, like beginning of turn, or a conditional in a sense of like how it operates. Do that instead. You don't make a piece to try to counteract it, and then you have this where teams just don't work. Like, you take one of my favorite new pieces that's out, Arrow, and he drops on the map and she just doesn't do half of what she does. And it's all fun stuff and it's support, but it's just like, oh cool, I literally just have a TK and prob that just has to stand here.
Yep.
Because she can't do any of her other stuff.
We need more pieces like her, not a piece that says you can't play pieces like that.
Yeah, and I understand like wanting the turns to go quicker, and I don't think free actions is the problem with that.
No. That's it's a fundamental strategy that is a loophole that plenty of players use. This game is streamed, and there's been several instances of it being quite obvious, and it's not the free actions that are the problem.
All right.
I would fully be upfront of saying like I think autonomous is a way bigger of a problem than free actions ever were.
Yeah.
What surprise pieces do you think will make cuts? I'm going to go with Old Man Thor with Destroyer armor, and yep, I'm even going to say it, Mern with Destroyer armor.
My man, finally coming around to it.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that Mern with Destroyer armor is a surprise. I think Mern with Destroyer armor is a favorite.
He's not a favorite for sure. If I see
he's
it,
no longer,
it's a surprise.
He's no longer fringe. He's now a favorite. Interesting.
According to Miles, that's not my take on it. I'm saying that's a surprise piece because somebody's going to do it.
The odds for him to win Worlds is pretty good.
It's not very good.
So a surprise piece I think is going to be that we're going to see is I think there's actually going to be at least one person that's going to go in because they want to have fun. And we're going to see Spider-Man, and Ghost Spider played.
I wanted that piece to be so good, but they need a little bit of help. Like, I feel like they're better in silver.
Oh, absolutely is, but I'm just saying that's going to be, and it's going to make cut. I'm going to say that right now. We're going to have a Spider-Man, and Ghost Spider make cut. Let's go with the dark horse.
Okay, that's a pretty dark horse then.
Yeah.
Dan, do you have any surprise pieces?
Surprise pieces. Man, that's tough. I love that choice, to be honest. That's probably my that makes cut. Interesting. I'm gonna go with Destroyer Prime.
It's not. That's a little fringe. Definitely good enough
In
to
modern,
make cut.
in modern, he's definitely fringe.
Yeah, he's good enough to make cut for sure. That not many people will lean into. Pete, do you have any surprise pieces?
It shouldn't be a surprise because he's awesome. But Primus, baby.
But Primus, let's go.
Yeah, that's another one too, where you wouldn't think about it, but I think especially with where the meta is right now, he makes brutes great against the current meta.
I think Brutes has got a real good chance of surprising some people at this World's.
I would have liked to see you play it.
Like Primus?
I had to drop it.
God.
I knew I was gonna get a message saying, "Hey, you said Primus. Where was that drop?" So,
How's the team sealed roster looking? I don't even know what this stupid question is asking.
I think about our
Right?
team. I think we have 3 teams.
Is that what it's saying? Asking?
Well, I mean, it's team roster, right? Sealed roster. So I'm guessing that's, or is he trying to do like the 8 units team names?
I don't know. Did he misspell rooster and he wants to know about roosters?
He could. The team sealed rooster, yeah.
That makes as much sense as the rest of the question in any other way. So,
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
just in case you missed it, X-Men 97 case and chase booster available for purchase only. Only from a special source, though. Oh, man.
What does that mean?
You don't know what that means?
I know
No.
what it means, and I really would rather not even add that in. As a
We're not going to
question.
go into detail.
Okay.
It's,
Okay, we can discuss that offline.
If
It's
you know,
Steve
you know.
Gerber. Yeah.
Logging off
I don't know, that's what I'm
until
asking.
logging off until post worlds. Good luck, biz. Hopefully that's post worlds 2030.
Yeah, listen.
No,
when
2080.
It should be rotating soon, right? So he won't be making any more replies.
Man, can we just, don't hurry back, Recyclops. Just take your time. Enjoy, a nice walk outside. Just stay outside, away from the keyboard.
And rust away
Yes.
to nothing. All right. Any final thoughts, guys?
We have a few days left, and then looking forward to the greatness that is the team sealed roster.
Team sealed rooster.
Rooster, yes. Here comes a rooster. Yes, rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Dan.
I agree with what Miles said. I don't really have anything to add to that question.
Hey, give us your best rooster impersonation.
Definitely.
Most people have to pay for that, so no.
Come on.
Well, that gives us more questions. How many people are paying for you to make rooster impressions?
Yes.
And how much are they
More than
paying?
More than you'd think.
Man, such a weird night.
I'm trying to swing us back around, Pete, okay?
Yeah. We're almost done here. Dan has to get up early so that he can wake people up. He's got people paying him so that he can get up at the crack of dawn and wake them up.
I'm going to start calling you Shant Dan Claire. That's what I'm going to do.
What is that reference of?
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Shant Claire.
What does that
The
mean?
sun came up without him.
I don't know.
It was
that.
a movie. It was a Disney movie.
Yes,
Oh.
it was.
Yeah.
I got you, Miles.
Thank you.
All right, Pete. What do you got?
Man, I'm excited for Worlds. I look forward to seeing everybody there. Come to have fun, come to make memories, come to make friends, and evidently come to pay Dan to make rooster sounds.
You do realize that you're going to be going up and down the aisle,
Yes.
cock-a-doodle-dooing, at least one day.
Oh, Dan, you need a strut now.
Yes.
I just might. You never know.
This has to happen.
Well, I can't wait to get to Worlds in just a few short days. Excited to see everyone and play some cliques. And remember...
Rolling, 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 rolling.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!
Cause I'm so loved, la 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 la, I'm so loved.
We have 2 special messages for Kenny Minks this podcast. First is Triple H.
Well, it seems we have a guy who smells and a guy who stinks. I can only be talking about Kenny Minks. Rebmon keeping you awake at night trying to learn how to win? I'll give you a tip. In fact, I can tell you how in 2 words. Suck it.
Kenny's idol also sent us a message. Here is Tom Brady.
We have a lot in common, Kenny. I won 7 Super Bowls while you watched. You haven't won anything in HeroClix, and I watched. Actually, we have nothing in common. Let's go, Reb Man.
Kenny Minks, this weekend at Worlds, you're going down. You're going down harder than you've ever gone down before. Thursday is silver. Try and make cut. Friday is team sealed. I'll be in slot A. Come get some. Saturday is modern. The last modern event you played in was Mexican Nationals, and my finger cramped up because I had to scroll so far down to see where you placed. You're sitting at 0-3 against me. How about we widen that gap even more at Worlds? And don't forget you're taking that rock bottom in the pool too. Bring it.